Hey guys, what's going on? My name is James Mason. I'm going to show you this horrible swing trade that I'm in. It is ticker EGLT. I called this one out on my watch list, but also said right beside it, pending the earnings that were going to be released today. So I did research on it, and things like I knew they was going to be down just a little bit, and I expected it to to go a little red at the opening or whatever, but I expected it to basically rebound since it was uptrending. And overall, the financials were not really that bad. But, I do preach, don't try to beat the system. And that's exactly what I tried to do here. And I tried to beat the system by jumping the gun and trying to get in on this, banking that the financials would be a lot better than what they were, and to basically sell into the spike. So that was one mistake. The second mistake was on Wednesdays I volunteer at a free clinic, so I'm really not around my computer for really up until lunchtime. And so not being able to sit there and watch at market opening, that's the second mistake. The third mistake is relying on your phone to keep up with your trades. And I always tell people, don't trade off your phone because the data is not accurate. And that was definitely the case here, because when I was in the clinic, apparently my signal wasn't that great, and even though the time was updating on my app, the price was at 51 cents. So for this trade, as you can see, my average right here is 58 cents. And I was like, okay, I'm down 7 cents. This is kind of the bottom. No big deal. I'll just take this loss. Well, I'll look at it first when I get home, and I'll probably just have to take this loss, move on, bad trade, okay, whatever. And I get home and this thing is at 42 cents because like I said, data was off. So I made these three huge mistakes that I always preach about. And I'm going to be honest with you, like I always preach about it. And this is what happens right here. This is what happens when you don't go by the rules that you set. A loss, $560 right now. Horrible trade. And what can I say? Here I am. It's aggravating. And so really, I'm just gonna have to cut my losses and just sell this and move on to something else. So the level 2s look like absolute crap. Volume fell off, everything. So this thing is going to continue to drop more if I don't sell. So give me a second. Actually, I'm just gonna have to hit them with a sell order just to, because I have 4,000 shares. And the next biggest order, as you can see right here, that's 5,000 shares. You know, that's 500, that's 100. That's not going to cut it for me. I'm going to have to put in my order right here so I can eat this guy up. Just to... Hold on a second. Stand by on that. Because we just had this big candlestick. And let's just see what happens. So, I mean, excuse me. So as we wait here, let's just recap, you know, what I've done yesterday to try to beat this system. I tried to be smarter than the system. And clearly I'm not. so yesterday, you know, I bought in, I don't know, somewhere near toward the end of the day, but obviously at point or 58 cents, whatever. And you know, it's actually performing pretty well right here in the after market. You know, it went up some, and right before the earnings call, tanked. Well, then it started, you know, recovering, and I was like, all right, well, cool, whatever. Well, this is after fact. This is like, you know, me getting home and looking at this thing, and just seeing, you know, what it's doing. So, you know, I was looking at this and I was like, all right, cool. It did want to start running up. You know, maybe, you know, the traders were basically thinking or feeling that this was gonna just catch again, and you know, maybe have a red day, but continue uptrending over the days to come. And as you can see throughout the day, how it acted, it kind of wanted to start coming back up again and back down. Now we got this good candlestick, and let's just see. See what's going to happen here. Pull up the level 2 so you guys can see this. So like I said, you know, I have 4,000 shares. So this is going to come up, if I was to put in an order right now and if it didn't get immediately filled, it's going to say 40. Because if you, any of these numbers you look at over here, you always have to put 2 zeros behind it. And that's the amount of shares for that order right there. So, you know, that's not looking good. That's not looking good. That's not looking good. Man, I should have just sold a minute ago. This ain't looking good. Man, it's just so aggravating because I am a pretty good trader. But I'll be honest, man, like even, it doesn't matter how great of a trader you are. Ah, man, I'm tapping this one right here. I'm gonna auto send this. Let me drop this down because my stuff will come up. And come on. Goodbye. So golly, it's so horrible. Oh boy. All right. Well, whatever. It is what it is. I took that loss of, man, I don't even want to talk about it. But anyways, you know, if you want to learn how to trade, this ain't the best time. But if you want to learn how to trade, I actually do have a free course. And I am gonna post this. Well, obviously, I don't have to tell you guys because if you see this video, obviously you know I'm gonna post this. But it is good to post your bad trades, and so here it is. So, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.